Hey class, how's it going? Gary Connor here. For those of you that don't know me, it's really good to see you. Look forward to working with you throughout the class. And for those that do, it's good to see you guys again. For the interview for this assignment, I decided to interview Tawny, who's a good friend of mine, and she works at Microsoft in the Windows department, in particular operating systems. She's been an employee there for about 3 years now, and her primary job is business administrator. So she works with teams of about 100 people usually. Her major roles and responsibilities include event planning, executive calendar management. She manages multiple budgets, and she also does hardware and supply procurement there. So before I began the interview, I wanted to basically give her kind of a background of organization development and like a little bit of insight into Lewin's change model. So she had an understanding of like what kind of answers and stuff I was looking at, basically to find the resistors. I explained the three stages of the model to her so that she would go ahead and basically let me know what her feelings were while the organization was going through the sort of changes that they go through. So what Microsoft does is every single year they go ahead and they go through a reorg, is what they call a reorganization. And the purpose of these reorgs is they want to align their personnel with the new products and services that they want to go ahead and put out the next year. So what this consists of is they're going to be switching around personnel, switching around engineers so that they can go ahead and find new technologies and also develop a new product for the upcoming year. And this allows them to remain competitive in their industry and also to grow on new technologies. I mean, we've all seen the new Windows that comes out every single year that has a million bugs and it takes like 2 or 3 years for them to work it out. But that's pretty much what they do every single year. So some organizational factors from the interview that I gathered that were pretty interesting is that there is a little bit of resistance in there. And I think this has to do with the engineering egos that go on there. Because one of the things that I started to realize that even a Fortune 100 company such as Microsoft and something as, prestigious as that within the tech industry is that change was more for the company and business strategies rather than individuals. What I mean by that is that these change processes don't always line up with the individual needs. If we remember that cartoon that we covered this week where it says, how can we motivate this particular person to change? What I realize is that even Microsoft, an organization as prestigious as that, they don't always individually consider their changes that they're going to be implementing per single personnel. Also, too, change can negatively affect morale, and this was a from what Tani explained to me, this was pretty common. Is that sometimes engineers don't always believe in the product or the service that they get assigned to work on. So perhaps the organization, before they go ahead and just start assigning particular engineers to work in a field that they may not be comfortable with, they may want to ask or do like a little survey or find the motivation to be like, this is why we need to put this service out there. Also, too, when they do a reorg, the teams are often imbalanced. So when you have an administrator that's supposed to be working with a team of 100 personnel and all of a sudden they have 175 personnel, this has led to turnover within the organization, burnout from some of the administrators, and actually some of her colleagues have actually left the job because it's every single year you go through this and it's kind of frustrating. Another resistor that kind of happened with the change had to do with change just kind of gets implemented. It's not really planned as far as Microsoft goes. It's more of a ready, fire, aim rather than a ready, aim, fire. So the planning process kind of comes back. Like you have to go, what'll happen is this change will be implemented and then they'll come back and ask her for input on how they can go ahead and help it more properly be implemented rather than just, hey, this is what we're doing and let's go ahead and do it now and we'll see how it affects us later. And then also too, one of the resistors that kind of scares changes is that now new skills and additional qualities and new team dynamics needs to be developed. Whereas you had teams that have been working together for the entire previous year on a particular product, and now you're telling them they have to basically, disband and they're going to go work with someone else. So that was a resistor as well. And then also finally the unknown. I mean, unknown kind of scares a lot of people. There was some support for the change, though, and I was surprised. And it was particularly with her in general. She says that she likes the change, actually, because it kept her on her toes. So what I took away from it is that some employees are more flexible than others. And also she enjoyed the new challenges in the change. Now, what helps support the change as well is that every single time that they would go ahead and reorg the teams and stuff, they would send out a mission statement, and this is what we're trying to do, this is what we're trying to accomplish, and this is how we're going to do it. And yeah, here's the teams, and if your name's on it, that's what team you're on. So the basically my main takeaways that I got from the whole interview is that even in a corporation such as Microsoft, there's no real process to break down the individual barriers of change, such as the force field analysis. There's nothing like that that's really, implemented in these annual changes that go on within Microsoft. So I could definitely see the benefits of bringing in maybe a consultant there to that organization, because I think it would be extremely beneficial to it. Also, change is really, really frequent within the tech industry, and it's so frequent because they have to remain competitive. They pretty much have every single year they're competing against other major tech corporations, and it's kind of the future of pretty much a future of business as we know it. Everything's going to tech and everything we do. Also, it's another takeaway that I have is that even major companies, they don't really follow the change model, and maybe perhaps they don't know about it. But I think if someone was to go in there and explain it to them, and they were to go ahead and figure out ways more to motivate employees to want to change, to want to meet these product life cycles, to want to go to a new team because, hey, we're trying to find out new innovative ways, this is how we're going to grow our company, I think it'll meet less resistors. So but that was pretty much my interview. I really enjoyed this assignment, and I'm heading up immediately following this video to Whistler, Canada for snowboarding. So if I probably won't be able to respond to your comments till about Sunday, so wish me luck and wish me little injuries. So thank you guys. Bye.